She-Hulk is back for episode 5, so we're gonna talk spoilers, review, Easter eggs, breakdown, all the bunch. And you know what's funny? There's no post-credit scene in this one, but there is some cool stuff we gotta talk about. If you haven't seen the episode yet, save this video for later so you don't get spoiled. We'll start off from the very beginning. There's a brand new intro for the episode because Titania has turned She-Hulk into a cosmetic brand, so it's shown in the title, which I thought was pretty fun, and I like little added details to this episode, and just how the show adds stuff just to go with the tone of what the episode's going to be like. Overall, my quick review of it is it's a great episode. It's really fun. It's getting into that more law court proceeding stuff, but it's also keeping the comedy at the same time. It feels like a proper 20-minute show. It's a little short, but it's okay because it flows nicely compared to how some of the other Disney Plus shows flowed with their 40 minutes. I really like the fact that they're going with the court proceeding because it just adds to that and shows you that this is a court show, but also a lot of comedy, which is just a lot of fun at the same time because there's jokes here and there and they just work. Also showing us more into the side characters, which is great because you get to really see that when it comes to like sitcoms and stuff. So I really like seeing that and I'm enjoying it so far. Another great episode. I don't think She-Hulk has not entertained me once yet. So let's talk about the episode going from the beginning to the end. First of all, Ched is selling Titania's She-Hulk merch, thinking that it's actually Jen's. Because he goes over and wants her to sign it all. And then she refuses, of course, because it's not hers. Which was just fun. Ched is there. We got the Iron Man 3s back. Pug is trying to get them, and by the end of the episode, he gets his shoes when you see in the credits, and it looks like he has a bunch of Avengers-themed shoes. So I guess the Iron Man 3s are not the only superhero-themed shoe out there. And the funny part is, when you see his shoes, you see Ghost Rider, Nova Corps-type shoes, so that could be like Richard Rider Nova, The Thing, Vision, Green Goblin, Cyclops, Captain Marvel, Hulk, possibly some Namor ones, Doom, Scarlet Spider, Moon Knight, America Chavez, and we have Deadpool, and many more. There's a couple I can't name, but let me know which ones you figured out in the comments. Now, the main part is this is probably not meaning they're all canon, because a lot of these characters haven't been introduced yet, and it would make sense to have shoes of them. But it is a little fun nod. Like the Scarlet Spider one, we're not going to see Scarlet Spider for a while, at least not that I think of. But it's a cool little mark. I mean, it could be Spider-Man, but it looks more like the Ben Reilly suit to me. When Pug and Nikki go to try to find the superhero suit designer, they run into a boba shop, which is a front for knockoff superhero clothing, which was just overall fun. We got the Avengers, we got Hulk, we got Thor, we got another version of Iron Man, but I couldn't read what it said under it, a knockoff Captain America, Hawk guy. It's just really funny of all the different Avengers being knocked off. We got Thor has a shovel instead of a hammer. The Captain America shields they're selling are just reverse colors. And he sells Mjolnir. And on top of it, there is a towel of Hulk as Borat, which I never would have thought I would ever see in my life. And I don't know how I feel about it. When they actually go to see the dude making the superhero costumes, he's actually someone who's making superhero costumes. So he's talking about fire resistance, waterproofing, and when he said fire resistance, I thought Johnny Storm, but obviously Johnny Storm wouldn't get his costume made by some dude, it would be Reed that would be making it. I thought She-Hulk would have had her costume made by Bruce, but it turns out it's going to be this guy, which I think is a good, interesting part on it, because, Hulk's not even here right now, so it's good that she's getting her suit way earlier than before. I thought Hulk would have just left her a present and be like, here's a suit. But he didn't, and that's okay. And I think this is cool to add a new guy who can make suits for other superheroes, and I think it's going to be cool because if we get other superheroes on the West Coast, they will also probably get their suits from him. When Pug and Nikki are in the Boba shop, there is a QR code on the wall, which leads you to She-Hulk 2004, issue 10. This issue shows Zoma the Watcher talking to this alien in a suit who wants to find the person who hates She-Hulk the most. So the Watcher shows him Titania, and we see Titania's origin, Battleworld, Doom giving her powers. We even see Spider-Girl, but the Julia Carpenter version of her. And it turns out this alien was Trico, the former champion of the universe, who hates She-Hulk and goes to Titania and offers her the Power Stone so that she could go beat She-Hulk in a fight. That's pretty cool. I gotta read this comic and honestly, I want to read this whole run, so I need to pick up the omnibus at some point. When Jen lawyers up, she talks about why she needs to get a lawyer for her own name. And then she's like, well, Thor doesn't have to get trademarked. Doctor Strange doesn't need to trademark. And they're like, you literally mentioned 2 heroes who use the real names. Which is kind of funny, right? She literally named the only 2 that use the real names. And then when they go to court, Titania calls her Shrek. But I like it. The whole court scene was really fun. Because then Jen and her lawyer are trying to figure out how the hell are they going to prove that Jen, has the word She-Hulk and that she takes the name before it was copyrighted. Well, in the newscast, she declined it at first, but then she accepted the name. And then later they realized that Jen made a She-Hulk dating profile, so they have to call on all the guys she went on a date with, and they all had to take the stand. And it's just so embarrassing for Jen, and I like it because it's so funny. Then you get the dude that left Jen because she wasn't She-Hulk anymore, and he even states, he's like, Jen's not my type, but She-Hulk's my type. And it just, you feel bad for Jen. At the same time, Jen, you can see her confidence is growing as She-Hulk, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to think when someone doesn't like one half of you, right? And I even like when they go to get drinks after, they talk about how Jen can find way better guys, and that they're making fun of the guys on the dating apps because they're like, oh, they think they're too good for She-Hulk, or they think they're too good for Jen. And it's just funny because I know this is going to piss off the internet and a bunch of insecure guys, and it's just overall funny. And they'll be like, well, this is offensive. And I can already see it happening. I'm sure it's happening right now as this video goes up. The cool part of the credits, too, is that it says, say my name, because it's showing that Jen is accepting who she is and accepting the name She-Hulk. And I love it because it means that she's going to start taking on the persona more and being She-Hulk, because even in the comics, she stays as She-Hulk most of the time, depending on the story, and she doesn't go in Jen form as often. So I think it's going to be pretty cool to see her confidence grow as this other monstrous being, because of how likable She-Hulk is. But let's talk about that ending scene for this episode, where She-Hulk goes to get her suit, and Luke puts down a helmet, which is Daredevil's, which means Matt Murdock is coming next episode to claim his new suit. And this makes me wonder, because obviously Daredevil is going to be a reboot, so his character's not going to be 100% the same. But also, I don't think they're going to get rid of that storyline. I think they're going to keep parts of what happened in the Netflix series, but then say things happen differently on this Earth. Because he could have still fought Poindexter, and then Bullseye ruined the Daredevil suit and who he was. So he needs a new suit to re-identify himself, which is probably why he's going to LA to get a new suit designer, because he needs a new suit. Which I think is going to be interesting, and I hope that even though Netflix, it's going to be a soft reboot, and it's not going to be a continuation of the Netflix series, that his character has some attributes from that. But at the same time, I am looking forward to seeing a new version of this Daredevil and how Charlie Cox plays him. I can't wait for him, and I bet you it'll be next episode. There's no way it's not going to be next episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing Daredevil and She-Hulk on screen, because that's going to be pretty cool overall. And I wonder if it's going to be only for one. I feel like it's only going to be for one, but honestly, it could be for two. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. What did you guys think of this episode? Were there any Easter eggs I might have missed? Let me know down in the comments. And if you like content just like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, because I'm going to be doing these all the time. We got a lot of shows to talk about, and they just keep coming. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you later.